Welcome to the Art of Hitting channel. Today we got a feature interview with Dave Velasquez from Texas, our bat guru, I call him. Very knowledgeable young man. He's getting a little older. But, yeah, we're going to talk to him about the overlap grip. I was talking to him about his bat, and he mentioned about the overlap grip. I'm pretty much known as I don't know, at least the pusher of the overlap grip. I believe in it strongly. I believe it helped my career over the years. Everybody I've helped with it suggested it too, and other people have taken it on and helped other people, i.e. Dave Reed. Dave Reed's got as many converts to it as I do, and I helped Dave, and that was an interesting story in itself. But the overlap grip is something that's not easy to do, but it can be done by anybody. It's a matter of changing the habits, and there's a lot of ways to change the habits. Sometimes you just got to change something in your life because it ain't working, like this guy. Okay, Dave, we talked a little earlier. You told me you experiment. Tell me a little background how you got into a little bit of overlap grip, because that's my thing.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking about overlap grip. Okay, I watched what you talk about because you're out there everywhere, and I like watching you. And I like what you're doing, right?
Thank you,
so
sir.
I actually got you. I subscribed to everything. I got you on Facebook, and I watch those little videos you put out. So you start talking about overlap grip. I tried it. Wow, I probably was 30. And I tried it. I didn't like it much, and I left it alone. I think I went away from it. But I started watching what you were talking about, overlap grip, and I'm like, okay. And we're hitting, and I have it on video. We're hitting with the guys, and we're doing actually. I'm hitting.
What video is that on? I'll go look it up. Maybe
it's on me getting ready for Denver.
Okay, I'll find
and
it.
I'm hitting the short porch OG bat. It's the red bat.
Okay, I'll find
and I was
it.
getting, and it's on there. And I was getting back, and I said I'm going to try. Actually, I didn't tell the guys, and they were pitching to me. So I went to that overlap grip, and I had the bat like this, and I smoked one to the fence, and I'm like, and you can see the expression on my face, like, oh, okay, that's just an accident, because I wasn't a big believer.
It makes a big difference.
Oh,
I've never showed anybody how to do that, and they took it for real. That they became.
I can't get used to it.
Well, yeah, they can't. Never did anything. Like I told Dave Reed. You know who Dave Reed is?
Yeah.
I got him into overlap grip. He called me up one time and said, "Ed, I can't do this." I said, "Can't." Never did anything, and hung up on him.
There you go.
He became one of the best in the seniors. He out hit Clatterball on home runs.
Very good guy too. Very nice guy.
Yo, Dave's one of the
I
best
do miss
guys.
him since he retired.
So your input on the overlap grip is
what I did was. You're talking about control.
Yeah.
So Trey Roberts was pitching to me, and I was up there, and I smoked like 5-6 ho. I smoked.
So you didn't lose control.
I didn't lose control, but what he said is, goes, let's see what you can do going middle with it. So he goes, I'm gonna throw you outside. So I went at middle, and I just smoked the line drive right by him because he's actually behind the net, and I'm like, he goes, wow, and I'm looking like wow. But the problem was I was getting ready to go to Denver, and I did not want to change.
You didn't want to change?
Yeah, so I said I'm going to try it in the off season and see how it feels. But I was very impressed by my hitting that day, and it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
How do you get the control? I tried it. I couldn't get consistent.
Well,
I couldn't either.
It is practice and
But
rote
one thing
memory.
I think it does is it lengthens the bat,
Oh, for sure.
which on
Get a little whip.
smaller guys, it actually gets more leverage.
Yep.
And more whip.
More whip.
Like a lot of people talk about at the end, and you know this, Ed, is you want that whip at the end, and I think that increases the bat head speed to get to that.
People with great wrist that's the best grip form, I think. But the big thing about that people overlook is you can hit pitches with that grip you can't hit with the regular grip. Like you can hit it. You try swinging. Here, I can't do that.
Well, see,
try
swing like a tomahawk.
Yeah, the tomahawk. And down low. You see down low, and it just helps everybody.
The thing about me is the way I have weapons. You can't just have one swing. You know that. You've got to have weapons if they try to pitch around you, because when you're playing at this level, they all try to pitch around you. So you've got to create weapons when you're hitting. So mine is a tomahawk. So I cannot get away from that tomahawk because I can hit it up in my eyes. And
Well, a little bit. That's where your strength is.
Yes, up here. I have a bad back, so I can't hit balls down here, right? But I found out with that overhand grip that I can get enough bat head speed to get to that ball down here and hit it with a bad back. So that's how it helps me too, because I have my lower back is trash from hitting for a long time.
Well, that sounds good. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, brother.
Thank you. Hey, I'm a big fan too, so
I'm
keep
a fan of yours,
it up.
Well, Dave, I appreciate that interview. Very thoughtful and I think spot on, because obviously I'm a big overlap grip believer. This slide right here, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, that's probably the truest statement ever written. And all you're trying to do is change a habit. So if you really want to do it, you can do it. I want to give you a little more information. I put out a lot of videos on overlap grip that you can look on my channel. I get over 1,000 out there, so it's hard to find them sometimes. But I'm going to put a little clip in when I did my Art of Hitting video on overlap grip with some of the key members of the club. Listen to what they have to say. Canadian perspective, and I got my buddy Gary. Come over here and get in here. And this is Gary Benton, one of our favorites here. You know, he does all the intellectual stuff. He does all the intellectual stuff. But we want to talk about the overlap grip, because Gary, that Gary right there, I said, you know, you could increase your distance by 10, 15 feet with the overlap grip. Come in a little bit, Gary. The other Gary, not you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hard when you got two Garys. But listen, and so I told Gary about it, and then he said to me something interesting, and I thought it was very knowledgeable in a way, because, you know, I'm trying to get him to use the overlap grip, and I told him the advantage, and he said this to me. What did you tell me about the overlap grip?
It's more of a fundamental movement of the way the body should work, which is the hand. So this way you're crossing over. When it's like this, it's a more natural movement.
You're good.
That will cause less damage to your hand over time.
And that was a good point. And what do you guys say about that?
To his point, it's like a knuckle, like a universal joint. With one hand on there, it's a universal joint. It's almost like swinging a rope. It's very easy. So when you're going after those pitches that are borderline, where you have two strikes or whatever, it's easier to have that snap.
So now that's the point I want to get to, is the biggest thing that I always said that the overlap grip allows you to do is hit pitches you can't normally hit well with the conventional grip. And do you follow me? Do you want to explain that? Gary, do you believe that too? I mean, it's a fact, but
yeah,
you can believe it or not.
I believe that. It's the thing is, it's like it extends your lever, so you can reach balls because you got a little bit, maybe another inch or two on the bat that you don't have if you go with the traditional grip. So yeah, you're gonna be able to do that. But the thing that he was talking about, what I believe, and I think he's absolutely right and everything. A lot of people, they struggle when to sit there and break their wrist. You know, it's like, so they struggle with, so they don't have that secondary bat speed, as Bogey would call it. But when you use an overlap grip, it's automatic. You cannot hold that bat back. When you go, the wrists are just gonna, you know, they're gonna do exactly what they're supposed to do instead of just back here. So it just helps people who have trouble with getting that top hand over.
Well, the reason I changed 40 years ago, and I didn't know all this stuff, we didn't have YouTube, and I was just a player doing what, you know, and, you know, I was a big time guy who adapted to things. And I always thought that breaking your wrist was critical to getting a good hit, when, you know, in baseball for sure. And then I came out of baseball, went into softball. And then, you know, I figured, well, if I can break my wrist every time, I'm way ahead of the game. And you cannot not break your wrist when you use an overlap grip. You disagree with that?
No, that's an absolute truth.
That's the part about it. The low and the high swings, it's really hard to follow through with breaking your wrist.
Try to do the high swing with a standard grip.
Wow.
Hard to do, right? You can't.
You can't.
Well, you had the overlap grip.
It's not a normal movement of the human body when you got to try to go like this.
That works, but do it with a regular grip. Do it with a regular grip. You see, it go up high. Try to go over your head.
You can't go over.
And you'll see John Vrani out here, and even Dan. Well, Dan, let's talk about how you hit that low pitch, and it used to be a problem for you when you used a standard grip.
When the low pitch is coming in, do I swing, don't I? And the problem when I was with the baseball grip is I would change, and I just found that when I was indecisive right off the bat, a lot of times it was like a 3/4 effort swing at best. With the overlap grip on that pitch, even if my mindset is the same, when it comes in and I swing, the wrist goes every single time, no matter what, and the ball is, I'm hitting a lot harder, aren't I?
Yeah, you hit a lot harder. You hit some bullets that are hard to get when you go reach out there. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, you got to hit a strike. Well, really in softball, you can hit any pitch you want, and a lot of times the ball is the best one to hit where you want, when there ain't nobody there. If you're hitting a great pitch, you may hit it to the standard 11 people out there. But if you're hitting a ball, that by definition is probably going to be a hit if you can strike it right. But you can't strike it right in it with a standard grip usually.
It gives you a better variety, a wider range of balls to hit with authority.
It gives you a bigger strike.
So you see, it's not only home run hitters that can utilize the overlap grip. It's for better wrist control and really rolling your wrist. And the guys talked about it, explained it pretty well, and it is a great technique. Now listen, this is brought to you by the Florida Senior Sports Association and by way of the Art of Hitting channel. And the Art of Hitting channel is sponsored by Florida Senior Sports Association along with the Dugout. So you're riding down a road and you want to listen to some softball news, tune in to the Dugout on Spotify. Hey, you have a great Christmas. I want to give that technique a spin. Give me a call if you're having any problems, or drop me a line, and good luck. Enjoy.